in the house. This is the United States private enterprise free state with another public announcement. We are on the land looking beautiful as ever. So check it, my people. I'm pretty sure you've seen the topic, identifiers versus descriptors. We are taking a deep dive into the matrix, okay? Because remember, we are all on the road, the treasury. So we're going to be hitting that treasury up hard, my people, okay? Because this is how they've been hitting it up hard, we, the people. We, the people. We know who we, the people, are. Don't we? People that life insurance policies and others versus identifiers. A deep dive. We're going in to the matrix, my people. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Okay, my people, thank God it's Friday. So check it. Identifiers and descriptors serve different legal and administrative purposes. Identifier. An identifier is information that uniquely distinguishes a person, entity, or asset from others. Okay? Examples: full legal name, social security number, driver's license, passport, vehicle identification number, VIN number, taxpayer identification number, TIN or EIN number, UCC file number, property tax parcel number. Now, those examples of an identifier. An identifier answers the question, who or what is this? Descriptor. A descriptor is information that describes the characteristics or attributes of a person, entity, or asset. It may not be unique. So the identifier is unique, but the descriptor is not unique. Now, examples of a descriptor: height, weight, eye color, date of birth, occupation, mailing address, vehicle color, make and model, property size or legal description, trust purpose or business activity. A descriptor answers the question, what is it like? For example, for a vehicle, identifiers would be the VIN number, title number, license plate number. Descriptors of a vehicle would be the year, make, and model of the vehicle. For a person, identifiers are the legal name, social security number, where applicable, passport number. Descriptors are the date of birth, place of birth, eye color, height, and occupation. Now, in legal filings, identifiers help ensure the correct person or property is being referenced and reinforced, while descriptors provide additional information to describe that person or property. Now, descriptors are words or data that describe a person, place, thing, or legal interests. They help identify characteristics, but usually do not uniquely identify something by themselves. Like personal descriptors are date of birth, place of birth, sex, height, weight, eye color, hair color, race, or complexion where legally relevant. Occupation, citizenship, or nationality where required by law. Mailing address. Now, vehicle descriptors are the make, the model, the year, the body style, the color, the engine size, the fuel type, number of doors. Real property descriptors, street address, legal description, meets and bounds, lot and block, acreage, parcel size, zoning classification, improvements that you make on a house, garage, barn, etc. Business descriptors are type of entity, corporation, LLC, or trust, business purpose, principal place of business, industry, state or formation. Financial asset descriptors, type of asset, stock, bond, bank account, number of shares, class of shares, common or preferred, interest rate, maturity date, issuer. A descriptor provides characteristics or attributes. By contrast, an identifier is intended to uniquely distinguish a specific purpose, asset, person, or record, such as a VIN number for a vehicle or a parcel identification number for real property. Now, identifiers are unique or nearly unique pieces of information used to distinguish a specific person, entity, asset, or record. Personal identifiers, full legal name, depending on context, not always unique. Social security number, SSN. Passport number, driver's license number, state issued ID number, alien registration number, if applicable, employee ID number, military service number, historical. Business identifiers, employee identification number, EIN, state corporation identification number, LLC filing number, business registration number, property identifiers, parcel identification number, APN or PIN, tax map number, deed, book, and page reference, instrument or document recording number, certificate of title number where applicable, vehicle identifiers, vehicle identification number, VIN, certificate of title number, birth certificate, license plate number, car, registration number, car. Financial identifiers, bank account number, routing number identifies the financial institution, brokerage account number, securities account number, CUSIF identifies a specific security issue, ISIN, International Securities Identification Number. Court and government identifiers, case or docket number, filing number, judgment number, patent number, trademark registration number. So, my people, the reason why you must stand under the ceiling to see if it can support what you are holding is your foundation based off of the identifiers and descriptors. That is what you have to study because that is very vital, like vital statistics, who are the custodians of the birth certificate. So when you identify descriptors and your identifiers on your BC birth certificate, now you understand more about what the custodian of the record is doing with your certificate. Straight up. So when you take the deep dive to start connecting your identifiers and descriptors to your full legal name, and the full legal name is also attached to a social security number. The social security number is also attached to a driver's license. The driver's license is also attached to the passport number. The passport number and the full legal name, the social security number, the driver's license, the passport number, they're all attached, if you own a vehicle, to your VIN number. So your UCC 1 financing statement should reflect all your descriptors and your identifiers to protect yourself from them. We're not going to say who them are, but we know who them are when the policy enforcers pull you over, or the policy enforcers come knocking at your door. You know, they're enforcing a policy based off of identifiers and descriptors. So if you're going into court and you say, I'm not that person, you're a fucking liar. You are that person because of the identifier and the descriptors. It was an application that you voluntarily filled out on your own recognizance. You filled the application out. Therefore, ignorance of the law, no excuse in a court of law. Now, let's break this down on a deeper dive. Your tax identification number. So, your tax identification number can be a TIN number or an EIN number or social, a SSN number. You applied for each and every number because you filled out the application. So how can you get before a judge and say, this is not who you are looking for on the paper, but you're standing before the court and the judge and we the people and saying that you're not that person on the paper when they have an application in their office down at DMV or an application anywhere that you filled that application out and you signed it, you were the signatory. So how can you stand before somebody and say, no, that's not me? That is why a lot of people lose their court cases, because that is you. But you don't know how to defend the piece of paper before the judge, or that name or that identifier with a descriptor. You have to learn how to defend your property, because identities, identifiers, and descriptors are property, whether it be tangible or intangible. It's property. That's what we do here. We learn and teach you how to defend your property. Okay? Identifiers and descriptors are your property. So for you to blatantly say, no, I'm not that person on the paper, is a goddamn lie if you have not stood before a fucking judge and changed your fucking name with the paperwork that the judge gives you. Now, if you have not changed your name in a court of law, then you are the identifier and the descriptor before the judge. That is why you lose your case. Now, occupation. All of that is on an application that you filled out for you to lie to anybody. And if you have your face picture on that ID of the application, you lost your case because we have your face on there. Now, if the face was a face that you took at 18 and now you're fucking 75, you can get away with it because it does look different. But the bottom line is that property is tangible and intangible according to the identifier and the descriptor. If you don't know how to defend your identity, your identifiers, your descriptors, then you need to call up the USPEFS, the United States Private Enterprise Free State. Get a consultation, 407-300-5377, and we can get you on the right track so that when you do stand before a judge, you will have the proper identity and identifiers and descriptors that can shut the court down, shut the DA down, shut the judge down, shut everybody the fuck down, and you walk home happy. No evidence, my nigga. No evidence. So, now, the title, the BC, that is a title to your body, a title to the land. It is a deed, but it only becomes a deed when you create the deed. Right now, the BC is just what it is. It identifies, and it's the identity of the newborn that was born. That's all it is. Until you put your deed attached to the BC. And it must go back on the land. Because I guarantee you right now, you are still lost at sea if you have not done what I am trying to tell you. You got to give us a call, get a consultation, and find out all the missing identifiers and descriptors. The people who created the Constitution, we, the people, we, the American, we, the prisoners of war, we are the ones that do the process to reach 300 million at sea. Even you could have done like me that know how to work the system. So if I was you, I would get a consultation. The consultation is very inexpensive, okay? But it will help you navigate yourself through a system that is waiting for you to just use it, click on, knock on the door, wake up, because life is waiting for you to come back on the land and not be lost at fucking sea. Oh, man. It is so great when you're back on the land and not lost at sea. Okay? Because when you're lost at sea, there's somebody else governing your estate. They are they're administrating your identifiers and your descriptors. They're writing things on the record for you because you fail to do so yourself. Every year, you have to do a tax return. You have to identify everything and report what has been done for the entire year. That is why they have identifiers and descriptors, because a tax return must be filed on each taxpayer. Now, if you think I'm losing my mind off of the information I'm dropping, no, no, no. I just found my motherfucking mind, nigga. Your mind is still lost at sea, blowing up in water, dead on arrival. So, wake the fuck up, my niggas. Wake up, we the people. Wake up to all my people out there who are lost at sea. So, if you have an occupation, you filled out an application. The application has all your information of your driver's license or your state ID, not your passport, because a passport doesn't have an address. Okay? A passport doesn't have an address. So, let's take a deeper dive, my people. Let's take a deeper dive, okay? Let's take the deeper dive dealing with the identifier and the descriptor based off of the filer. Now, a filer is the person or entity that submits a document to a government office, court, or other official register for filing or recording. The exact meaning depends on the context. General definition: a person or organization that files a document. UCC filing: the filer is the person or filing service that submits a UCC financing statement to the filing office. The filer is not necessarily the debtor or the secured party. Court filing: the filer is the party or attorney who files pleadings, motions, or other court documents. County land records: the filer is the person or entity presenting a deed, mortgage, memorandum, affidavit, or other document to the recording office. Tax filing: the filer is the taxpayer or an authorized representative who files a tax return. For example, if you prepare and submit a document yourself to a county clerk, you are the filer. If an attorney or filing company submits it on your behalf, they are the filer, even though the filer document concerns you. So, filer is a person or entity that delivers or submits a document for filing, recording, registration, or official acceptance by a public office. So, you want to be the filer of your identifiers and descriptors. You don't want somebody else filing your paperwork, because the filer can change the application up, can add can add words and statements in your application to benefit in favor of the filer, because you lacked to file your own paperwork. Now, the doctor in the hospital filed the paperwork to the registrar for your mother. Our mother was supposed to file the paperwork on her newborn on her own. Instead, when the filer filed it, they filed it into the Vital Records Department. Based upon their filing, that is how we got nationalized into the U.S. Now, if our mother would have filed the paperwork on her newborn on her own into the register, if she would have known, you would have been born an American instead of a U.S. 14th Amendment citizen. That is why when you're giving birth to babies, ladies, we the people, give birth at home. Don't go into the hospital. And when the baby is born, you have the father file the paperwork at the register. Therefore, he takes over the family. But he files the paperwork as the mother and the father. Wake up, my people. Get the fuck out of their system. There is a system that was already set up for you to file on your own, never having to walk in to any office. Get a consultation. 407-300-5377. And we, the USPEFS, which is the acronym for the United States Private Enterprise Free State. Our babies are being born Americans, okay? Our babies are being on the land, not lost at sea when they come in from this day forth, my people, we the people, because we know how to file paperwork. We don't walk into a hospital and give birth. We don't walk into offices and let somebody else file shit for us. We file. We are the filer of our identifiers and descriptors. We create the record. Wake up, we the people. Wake up to all my gurus teaching some stupid ass shit out there, having people run around and waste time and money. We don't waste time and money here at the United States Private Enterprise Free State. We giving it to you straight, no chaser. So get a consultation. The consultation is not free, but it's not expensive. 407-300-5377. We are on the land, my people, docked on the land. We are not lost at sea. Paperwork up the yin yang. If you go into court, you will be proud to say, yes, that is my name, and state it for the motherfucking record, what's on that BC. Because now you have taken over the BC and it's in your jurisdiction because it has been annexed back to you. So, wake up, screw your head on properly, my people, and let's get to work. I'm trying to tell you, the party is over. If you want to party, party on your motherfucking land. Party when you have all your paperwork properly filed. That's when you party. You don't party when you scared to get up in front of the fucking judge and say, that's not my name on the paper. You stupid ass, that is your name. They taking that name from your birth certificate on file down at Vital Records. Vital Records is the custodian over the record, but you can go and you can remove the custodian of Vital Records, but you got to take them to court. So, that's up to you. But the first and most foremost thing is to get the paperwork proper, right on the record and on the land, okay, so that you can properly into a courtroom and win the case in your favor. Straight up. The only way you're going to win the case in your favor is to be on the land. If you're still lost at sea, that's a lot of reasons why you lose a court case, because now they found a hole in your paperwork that they pierced. And when they pierce your paperwork in court, you're done. Straight up. That is what it means to know how to play chess. Know your pieces. Your pieces are your paperwork. That is why descriptors and your identifiers are very important. Most important. No descriptors, no identifiers on the record that you filed, then somebody else owns your record. Somebody has the authority over you to tell you when to jump. You are the puppet and they're pulling your strings. That is what the judge does. You know what I'm saying? Yo. Judges are off the chain. Straight up. They got a lot of shit with them. Now, let's take a deeper dive, my people, those that can still hang with me. If you have the capacity of a brain to hang with a mastermind. So, let's talk about, did we talk about this already? Because this is an identifier, the uncertificated security and the certificated security. Oh, I think we talked about that. Go back and look at my other live the other day. You'll understand it. You'll see how it comes together. The birth certificate is an identifier. The birth certificate is a descriptor. Straight up. So let's work it out, my people. Big up to all my people in the public chat. Samuel, big up. Crystal, big up. Nazir, big up. Autumn, big up. Big up to all my people in the public chat. Big up to all my people in the private chat. 407-300-5377. We are 34 minutes into this live. We got about 25 minutes left, my people. I give you an hour of my free time. And in this 1 hour, we're sucking up and we're giving you all the information that you properly need to go in. Correct your record. You know what I'm saying? That's what the status correction is about. It's correcting your record. It's about correcting your identifiers and your descriptors. You have to correct them. So, it's a lot that you're going to have to do. You don't have to do it alone. You can give us a call. We can give you that consultation. You're on the right track. Why? Because we have already done the legwork. Okay, we are on the land, my people. Lovely. Okay, we are on land. We are not lost at sea. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with pirates out there stealing your bounty, stealing your treasure. That's what Lost at Sea is about you fucking with pirates stealing your shit. And that's what they do on the high seas. So, my peeps, let's finish up with this lesson. So, if you have case numbers. Well, let's get to this right here. The real property of the identifier and the descriptor. Now, your street address. All your addresses have to have a lot, have to have a block and lot. That's your jurisdiction. Your block and lot is your jurisdiction. Straight up. So once you know what your lot and block is, that's your jurisdiction. So if you're in, you have to pull yourself back into the jurisdiction that is on the land. A lot and block number is on land. It cannot be out at sea. Now, you can go in NVDC and you can go find a vessel. And what that means when you dock a boat on the water, go find that out. That should have blown your fucking mind. Now, so you have the street address, you have a legal description, you have the acreage, and you have a parcel size, you have a zoning classification, and you have improvements that you are making on a house, a garage, a barn, or whatever it is. But the real property descriptors are found on the land. So if you're not on the land, you cannot make a claim to anything. And that's the problem. You have to some way find yourself back on the land. Now, if you're still lost at sea, give us a call, 407-300-5377, because you are lost at sea, no matter what you may think. You may say, I did this, I did that. Great. We are happy you've done it. But now you have to connect it to the land. Because all that intangible and tangible property is still lost at sea that the pirates can swipe whenever they get ready to swipe your shit. And that's what they do. When you get the whoop whoop, and here comes the policy enforcer pulling you over, they getting ready to swipe your shit. Because even though you're in a vehicle that's on land, your identifiers and your descriptors are not docked on land. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying? You have not put yourself back on land. So if your name is not on the land, that means your identity, which is the identifiers and the descriptors, are not on the land. They're still lost at sea. So this may be going way over some people's heads, and that's on you. If you choose to stay in your position, then that's on you. But you have to move on the information quickly, because they constantly change things when they're losing the game. Because the US are sore losers. The District of Columbia are sore losers, and that is the U.S. We are not the U.S. We are the United States Private Enterprise Free State. Okay? We are on the land. We are American. Okay? And at that, New Yorker on the land. Lenape Indian, well, not Indian, but we're on the land. Prisoners of war on the land. That is why you see at a post office, they fly the flag, the prisoner of war flag, the POW flag, prisoner of war. Straight up. Wake up. See what is around you. Now, Long Island is ancient England. They just changed up shit, But Long Island is ancient England, and Long Island is private, totally private, and it is not part of New York. It's in the New York jurisdiction, but it is a private island. And this is ancient England out here, London, England. How do you know? They have the ancient clocks. There's always a landmark in your area that will show you how ancient the land really is. But you have to look around you. Clocks tell you that. Look how old a clock is in the area where you live. That is a descriptor, and that is an identifier. So, we don't lie to you here at the United States Private Enterprise Free State. We give it to you straight, no chaser. Big up to all my people in the private chat. Big up to all my people in the public chat. How y'all doing? Word. Thank you for liking the videos. You need that consultation. You need to get at us. 407-300-5377. You know what I'm saying, my people? We the people. What's y'all from out there? California? Where y'all from? Holla. Yo. Holla, holla. So, I gave you a boatload of information. We got 15 minutes left in this chat, in this live, my people. Throw your questions up in the chat if you got any. So, the real property, which can be tangible and intangible, descriptors or identifiers, okay, you got to know your street address. You got to know the legal description of your meets and your bounds, which is your lot and your block number. You have to know the acreages that you're on. You have to know your parcel size. You have to know your zoning classification. And you have to know the improvements that you're making on your house, your garage, your barn. Now, can we make this towards a human body? You can, but you're gonna have to create a deed for your body. That's why they created the birth certificate, because the birth certificate in reality for them at Vital Records is a deed, but they'll never tell you that. You have to create the deed on the birth certificate for real. Straight up. You need help doing that. We got you. 407-300-5377. Straight up. It's real, my people. You want out? We can help you get out. Straight up. We can help a nigga get out. No evidence. That's all it is. No evidence. Because they did not create the record. You have status corrected and recreated your own record. That means you are removing anything that they said about you. You rebutted the record, and now you have come in to take over and self-govern your own estate. That is what the identifiers and descriptors are going to help you to do. And it helps you to give notice to them that this is who I really am. And no, you don't have to change no name, birth certificate. Why would you change the name unless you don't like your name? That's something different. Man, oh man, oh man. It's this the process, my people, is so deep. It wakes you up on so many different levels that, you don't even understand who you are anymore, because you waking up to something that is just, totally new, and the judge, they have to test you when you're in, let you win in your favor, because they're going to see that they can't get no money out of you unless you want to give them some money. Go in court and just watch some court cases, how people get railroaded because they don't know their rights. They have not bought the record, and they just let the judge and the DAs run all over them, and they accept anything. That is what an identifier and a descriptor does. It allows you to not accept anything, because now you're the filer of the record and the document. You have to file. Like, you go down to DMV and register your vehicle. That's what you have to do everywhere. You can't let nobody be going to do nothing for you. You have to do it. And if they're doing it for you, that means that you're incompetent. You can't handle your own affairs, and you must have a motherfucking disability. Straight up. Now, if you want to go and take this deep walk right here, I'm going to show you something that you never seen before. Never heard before. You'll never hear it, because there's no other people that will talk about it, because they don't talk about it, because they can't, or they don't want to talk about it. Now, if you're going to make a claim against vital records in court, the main statute is Article 41 of the New York Public Health Law. Straight up. It governs vital statistics, birth, death, and other vital records. It establishes the legal framework for creating, maintaining, correcting, and issuing birth records. So, Article 41 is what you're going to go and use to start your claim to remove the custodian, the commissioner, off of your birth certificate down at Vital Records. Then you're going to follow that up with 4100. It defines the powers and duties of the Department of Health recording vital statistics. 4170 sets out the general duties of registrars, including examining, filing, numbering, preserving, and transmitting birth records. 4173 explains who may obtain certified copies or certified transcripts of birth records. 4176 governs corrections to birth records after registration. So, I recommend that you read 4100 and 4170 first, because those sections identify where the registrar's authority comes from and what duties the law assigns to that office. Bottom line, the rabbit hole goes deep, my people. The rabbit hole goes deep. Okay? So you can't make a claim until you correct the record. So you go ahead and make a claim when you don't have your status corrected the right way, and you are properly boots on the fucking land, okay? Boots on the ground, boots on the land. When you are on the land, that's when you can make a proper claim into the Superior Court, Supreme Court. So, my people, we got 9 minutes left. I dropped you a boatload of knowledge, okay? You can Cash App us, $RUBIEWILKIE. Okay? Give us a donation. 407-300-5377. The United States Private Enterprise Free State. This is another public announcement, my people. And this was one of the best public announcements we could have ever given to you. Okay? Because we came down from heaven with this. Straight up. We went into the archives with this live. Okay? Straight up, my people. Straight up. This has been a segment titled Identifiers versus Descriptors, a deep, deep dive into the matrix of the world of identities. Okay, straight up, what is your identity? Who do you identify as? What's your name? What is in your name? What does your name mean? Only you can let us know that. This has been another public announcement from the United States Private Enterprise Free State. Call for a consultation. Call for classes. 407-300-5377. And we are out.